Okay, good evening. I'm Bevei Hermano again, and I want to share what I have learned from my experience in this training. Anyway, training for me, I don't know anyway what training really means, but with this, I came to know that training is not a piece of cake. Training is somewhat a big word because training makes me as a wholesome individual as well. So I learned many things in this training. So I have first the self-development. The first thing that I learned in my training is self-development. The first self-development that I learned is independence. It is because I learned to make my plan alone. I encourage myself to make my activities alone and encourage myself to come in this area alone. Even if I encourage also myself to share my ideas alone. So independence. Another one is trust and belief. Because at the very beginning I don't have trust in myself. But some other people keep on pushing me up, as well as my supervisor and my colleagues. And somewhat a great lesson that I learned from this. And third is being alert and responsive. It tends me to do the work on time and to be responsive on all the responsibilities given by me, to have a good accountability. And next is flexibility. So I learned how to be flexible in engaging different kind of individuals, different individuals with different culture, beliefs, and customs. And next, with the work field. I came to learn with the work field that I learned that the work field is challenging, somewhat so rigid, somewhat so tragic, but at the end, it's somewhat a good point because it helped me to stand on my feet. And next is, the ambience is nice. All the people are nice, they are good, they keep on smiling, and it makes somewhat making your mood also good every now and then. And the third one is the curricular agenda. I came to learn that the curricular agenda of I think is more focused on the students. And for them, students is a great impact in their lives. For them, seeing a student to become a good individual, to become a wholesome individual, is a great impact on their curricular. And aside from that, for them, learning is very much essential because they don't want their students to learn something. They also want the student to apply what they are learning and do it in the real life situation. And I came to realize that they aim for global improvement. I think also aim for global improvement. It is because they aim the students to become globally competitive as well as the other curricular or other school wants to achieve as well. And next is, I came to find out that the curricular is focused on love and patience and having trust on their students as well. And also, the agenda also talks about the giving importance to every individual and adjusting oneself to every student to come up with a good and nice educative process. That's all.
Okay, so you mentioned about the curricular and then the teaching styles. What would it be for your most impressive part or the most useful part in that approach or curriculum in your future teaching job?
So one thing is seeing your individual, seeing the students as a wholesome individual. So by having a vision of wanting your students to be a good individual in the future, you yourself will come out to have a good strategy, will come out to have that passion, will come out to have that initiative to do your very best because you have that vision and you want that vision to accomplish.
Okay, and about your experience here to teach your student Bruce, can you share me with your experience about it? Bruce.
What particular experience?
like how it feel, and is it easy, is it difficult, and do you think you also learn from it, and then etc.
Okay, my experience with Sir Bruce is quite challenging but enjoyable. It is because, and also, it is a fulfillment because looking at him as if just like my dad, and seeing him smiling and giving feedback in every day we discuss, it's somewhat a fulfillment to me because he is learning something. And actually, it's not so hard because the first time I hold him, with the aid of those websites, of those computers, I can able to teach him well. But then the only thing that make things hard is that sometimes he can't understand simple thing or simple words. But I'm trying my very best to come up with him and try my very best to help him understand well because anyway, that's my role as a teacher, to help and to be a catalyst and to guide my student.
Okay, so do you still remember the motto of I think education? What's our motto, the sentence?
Yes, the motto is to make lesson enjoyable.
Yeah, and we make learning enjoyable for
Yes,
both,
learning.
for who?
For students as well. For
And
you and for the students.
do you enjoy your class with Sir Bruce?
Yes, I'm enjoying my class with Sir Bruce. It is because he is responsive. I think I would not enjoy it if my student's not responsive.
For
But-
example?
For example, if I'm going to say something, he just nod his head, or he don't respond, or he don't speak, or he don't share something, or I'm trying to give him some clues, but then as if it's not responsive, I'm talking to an alien, like that. I'm talking to a robot, that everything I said should be followed by him. It's not making any effort, but in him, he's making an effort. And that's make me happy seeing him doing his job or part as well.
Nice, thank you. Let's talk about future. If there is any possible you can work with us, we can teach together. You'll be one of our team. What would you think you can devote or to contribute your effort to this company, to this language center? What would you think you can do?
Of course, maybe I can give my full resources, which is my talent, which I've studied 4 years, which is teaching. It is because this is the only thing that I can have, the ideas that I learned from my mentors, the strategies that I learned from my mentors, the passion as well, and all the great thing that my mentors have in the past, my mentors have taught me. So with this is the thing that I can able to share my knowledge on teaching, the strategies, the methods, the assessing of the students, and of giving feedbacks and giving remediation on students.
Okay, so do you really like your job as a teacher?
Of course, because that is my dream. And I know for sure God has made this thing possible for me. And I know for sure this God wanted me to have because I can feel the favor of God to me.
Thank you for sharing. And anything else you want to mention for this 8 days training? Anything else you want to say to your supervisor or to your colleague, your friends?
Okay, to my supervisor, anyway, thank you very much for being so patient with me. And thank you very much for helping me even though sometimes you keep on rushing things. But like that, I know for sure it's part of the training. And thank you for pushing me, for having trust and believing me every now and then and saying me I can do that. Thank you very much. It's somewhat a good vibes for me because every now and then I keep on looking on good vibes. That's why I keep on keeping my phone, read the Bibles, or read some notes because I really want to have that. And then to my colleagues as well, they are supportive, they are kind, and I think they are the person whom I want to work with. Kind, trustworthy, friendly, and something that not so they are not cruel, that they are not strict. That's kind of making you feel comfortable staying in an area or a place. So it's so nice, the ambience is nice, everything is nice. But then the only thing that I want is, I want that if a person would ask me to do something, I want it to be in a synchronized way, in a well-planned way. Not on telling me you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. But then I want also to make sure that he will give that something, or that instruction ahead of time, to not to cramp, not to feel panic, and not to do things because talking in front making you feel uneasy without having practicing or making things ahead of time.
Okay. Thank you.
But then still nice because
Yes.
it's helped me to be a wholesome individual, because I do have that childish attitude sometimes. So
Good.
so at some point it helps
Mhm.
and it guides me to be an efficient and a real teacher in the future. Because as a beginner, I really need to learn more before I can able to become a good teacher in the near future. So thank you for giving a step for me, and thank you for leading me in this place. Training is already something to me, and training already gives me something that I can brag going outside the corner, something that I can brag because I'm already in this. What I mean, I'm already in a training, learn something. I can able to share something in other individual as well. So
Okay.
thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you.